Hi, this is Water and Air 1111. Thank you for watching another video of mine. Thank you to everyone who's been watching now that I'm back. I was on a bit of a hiatus, but now I'm back on regular scheduled programming. And I was going to release this Divine Feminine energy reading yesterday, but then I was feeling a bit tired, so I was like, let me just stop. And then I tried to record this earlier today, but then I was literally halfway through the reading, and then I had technical issues. So third time, hopefully I'll be able to get through this reading successfully, but I hope you've all been doing well. I'm going to be using my Crystal Visions Tarot deck to see what is the current energy for the Divine Feminine, and then clarifying it with some other decks I have to the side. So let's go ahead and get started. So current energy reading for the Divine Feminine. I'm just going to adjust this. Divine Feminine. Okay, so let's see what's going on, Divine Feminine. Bottom of the deck is the Emperor. So let's see if we can get this working. Okay, you cannot see the words, but this is there we go, the Emperor. Okay, so if this is the bottom of the deck, I feel like for the Divine Feminine, you're getting in control of something. For some of you, your Divine Masculine's coming in, and this was actually something I got in the earlier reading, so I'm glad it's coming through a little bit now. But for others of you, you're just taking control of a situation, you're taking control of your life. You may be, for some of you, it has to do with like how you communicate and how you're expressing yourself is changing. It's becoming more aligned to like what you truly believe, what you truly think and feel. So you're taking some, dedicated efforts there to live more authentically and more genuinely and truly to what you feel on the inside. But like I said, for others of you, this is your Divine Masculine, because this card represents the Divine Masculine for me, is coming through to you, or you're having extra energy or communication with them recently. Okay, so for the cards we have for you, we have the Nine of Wands, the, Nine of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. So let's see what's going on. So with this Nine of Wands here, and we have two nines as you can see, but with the Nine of Wands here, you may be feeling tired about something, not taking action about something, which is interesting because the bottom of the deck was the Emperor again. So for some of you who aren't completely, living authentically or taking action that you need to take so that your outward kind of environment and actions resonate with how you feel on the inside, you're thinking about what to do. You're thinking about like what it is that you dislike right now, or what it is that you want to change in your life, in your environment, and how you would possibly do so. And I think we got this in the Divine Masculines reading as well that I did yesterday. But I feel like Divine Feminine, you're thinking about what it is you want to shift, about what it is that you want to change, and especially even with the Nine of Swords. But there's a little bit of frustration or aggravation on why things are not the way that you actually want them to be right now with this Nine of Wands. So let's see what this is about. Okay, so Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands. So for some of you, the reason certain things have not are not the way you want, there's a little bit of kind of a concession that you need to make. I feel like for some Divine Feminine, you may be not happy with a situation in your life, or not happy with something regarding your divine masculine, but at the same time, you're kind of defensive over it. So it's like if you're not happy over, I don't know, if you're not happy over your job or something like that, you're being a little bit defensive when if someone tries to come to you with another point of view or another opinion on the situation, you kind of have your guard up. And I feel like this is especially for people if you've been starting to get it back in communication, or reconnecting with your divine masculine. You may be thinking about how you want things to be a certain way, but you have to kind of leave space and allow the universe to work and allow some of that energy to leave your own aura for the new things, for the things that you actually want to happen and want to occur in your life to come in. So let's get some cards for these. So what is this Nine of Wands about for the energy divine feminine? Nine of Wands. Yeah, like I said, Five of Cups. So it's like there's something, you don't feel happy about something in your life. You don't feel satisfied with the way something is. It could definitely be regarding emotional satisfaction with general environment, or in particular with your divine masculine. And bottom of the deck is the Empress reverse. Some of you are not happy that you haven't had a new beginning with your divine masculine, or you haven't had a new beginning or new opportunities in other aspects of your life. And it's like, it's making you sad, it's making you frustrated. And some of you, it's like staying in that energy is preventing you from really taking control the way that you need to in your life. So the other card that we got is the Death card in reverse. I feel like there's a little bit of a struggle here. It's like a struggle between being unsatisfied with the way something is versus taking action to really revive the situation or revive your hope for things to turn out the way you want them to be. So it's like, am I going to be sad and upset and frustrated and sit in that like this Nine of Wands, also like the Nine of Swords, or am I going to take control with this Emperor energy and with this Death card reverse and not let something completely die? Am I going to like give up hope on my own situation, on my own life, or am I not? And the bottom of the deck we have for that is the Four of Swords. So it's like, am I going to be stagnant or am I not? So let's see what this is about. What is this Five of Cups situation about? Okay, so we got, yeah, Clovers. This is about hope. So it's like, am I going to, like I said, am I going to lose hope over everything that I want to occur in the future that has not occurred in my current situation? Or am I going to move on from that? So what is this defensiveness about with the Seven of Wands? What is this Seven of Wands about? The Chariot. And I feel like this is similar to what we got for the Divine Masculine yesterday, where it's like defensiveness over kind of having progressed so far along down a certain path that now that it's time for us to pivot directions, it's like, well, I've already put so much time and energy into something. How am I going to shift now? Bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands in reverse. So especially Four of Wands in reverse, especially for those of you who are contemplating especially for those of you who this involves your divine masculine. Got the Ace of Swords that time. I feel like it's like you have to kind of actually let your guard down. You can't harbor any lingering resentments and stuff like that, because it'll just lead to more resentment, towards your divine masculine or what's happened in the past or anything like that, because it's actually going to prevent things from being stable. You have to speak your truth. You have to have a new start in order for this balance to come. You can't hold on to things. This is like, don't hold on to things from the past. If you want things to change, you have to give space for them to change within. You have to forgive. You have to, if you're being told to move on from something, to move on from something. You have to allow space for the universe to, make blessings appear, that type of thing. So the cards I got was the Bridge, the Birds, which is about communication, the Polar Bear, and the Compass. So if you're being told to go in a new direction, to speak your truth about something, to allow someone space for them to kind of surprise you, then it's like you have to give them that space to do that. You can't just stay trapped in what's already happened. So I hope that makes sense. So the next card that we got for the energy is the Nine of Swords, so another 9. And kind of similar to the Nine of Wands, except with this Nine of Swords, you're just overthinking. You're just like, again, trapped in, with the Nine of Wands, you're kind of trapped in the anger over maybe what's happened or what's not happened. But in the Nine of Swords, there's like general anxiety, general feeling like thinking through every possible timeline and situation for what's going to happen. And that also doesn't allow you to get control over things that you need to get control over, because you're literally in your mind. You can't take action. Like, these cards aren't taking action, even though the bottom of the deck says that it's time to take control. So for some of you, you could be feeling these the way that I'm describing here, because your divine masculine is coming in. So let's see what this Nine of Swords is about. The Justice card. Okay. So I feel like with this Justice card coming through, again, you're thinking over all the possible timelines and situations for how a situation, especially regarding your divine masculine, is going to pan out, and you're stressing over it. Maybe sleepless nights over it, over how the who, what, when, where, and how of the situation. So let's get some cards for this. This definitely seems to be strongly about the divine masculine, about the connection to the divine masculine. Okay, so we have, Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles. So it's like, how are we going to move on from the past? Some divine feminine may be thinking over betrayal or trickery from the past, thinking over how you want to have this happiness, how you want to have this offer. And so it's like, again, with the Justice card, how is everything going to be balanced? Is everything going to be balanced? Are they getting their due justice? When am I going to get mine? Are they going to speak their truth of what's happened, of how things occurred, or am I going to speak mine at some point in time? So I'll move that there. So what is this Seven of Swords about? What is the Seven of Swords about? Seven of Swords. Okay, so we have the die, financial loss, or just losing out on something. So I feel like Divine Feminine's thinking about the situation of how, or the kind of situation behind why they lost out with their Divine Masculine. So whether the Divine Masculine with the Seven of Swords tricked them or lied to them, betrayed them in some type of way, and it led to loss on their part. Sorry, that was the bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups from these other ones. Bottom of the deck for that deck, for this die deck, is the Dog. So it's about loyalty. So I feel like Divine Feminine's like, I was so loyal to this person. I gave it a fair shot. I really tried to make things work. And then I was betrayed. I thought we were going to be happy. I thought I was going to get an offer. Or I thought things were improving, but they weren't. So it's a lot of stress, a lot of overthinking over a situation of like, when are they going to have to deal with what actions they've done, and when am I going to get my kind of retribution? Okay, so clarifying the Justice card, we got the Knight of Swords. So again, you're waiting for when am I going to get to say my piece? When is my Divine Masculine going to come and say their piece about what they've done versus what I've done? Bottom of the deck is the Three of Pentacles. It's particularly around some Divine Feminine wanting some type of acknowledgement or an apology from the Divine Masculine surrounding, the difference in effort that was put in, the difference in what was being built between the two of you. Knight of Wands. And you want them to go in and speak the truth, but you also want them to go in and speak passion for the future, to have some intent for the future for where things are going to go. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. So you want some type of assurances, you want some type of acknowledgement for, almost like the person you are now, and saying some acknowledgement for the Divine Masculine, saying, okay, I see who you are now. Let me come and like work for you, or like put in effort for you now that I'm acknowledging kind of your worth, is what I'm getting. So what else is this Justice card about? Yep, we have the ring commitment. You're wanting, yeah, like I've been saying, your Divine Feminines are wanting to know when their time is going to come, when their commitment with the Divine Masculine is going to come. How is it going to happen? How are things going to change? Again, wanting to know all the details of the situation. So if we go to the last card, because I feel like these two have definitely been very connected. The last one's a bit different. So the Four of Pentacles. That's about holding back, possibly trying to create a foundation. But with this deck, I always kind of associate it with holding back your feelings, holding back anything that would make you vulnerable, because you're like not sure what the future is going to bring. So I feel like some Divine Feminine are feeling that as well, where they're feeling like, I don't really know what's going on with my Divine Masculine, so I'm just going to keep my cards close to my chest, basically, as my Divine Masculine is coming in. Now, for those of you who this Four of Pentacles is not about your Divine Masculine, I feel like just in general, you may be more reclusive, more to yourself lately, just needing more time by yourself, or just wanting more time by yourself. And I feel like it's because you're needing to figure out a plan for something, but let's see what's going on. So we have the Three of Swords. Some of you may be feeling, especially regarding your Divine Masculine, again, keeping things close to your chest because there's been hurt there, there's been pain there that hasn't been healed all of the way. Going back to the Nine of Wands and what I said with the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands, which was down here, needing to forgive, needing to leave space so what you want to happen can occur. Some Divine Feminine are still really feeling hurt and really feeling the impact of certain disappointments, and that's causing them to really keep their cards close to their chest, not really wanting to open up or be around others. For some of you also, I feel like with this Three of Swords, not related to the Divine Masculine, just related to like work and other relationships, I feel like you're just not satisfied, and so you're starting to retreat. You're starting to retreat back from people because you're feeling either hurt by them or like disillusioned or just like drained or something. And I actually have been feeling that recently, so I definitely know what that is feeling like. What is this Four of Pentacles about? Three of Pentacles, yeah. So if your Divine Masculine's coming in, or if anyone else is coming in, you may be holding back from them. Because you're like, yeah, you want to work together now, but I don't know how that's going to work. And look at that, bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords again. And it's something you're thinking about. You're thinking about how things have gone wrong or gone not the way that you wanted them to go. So it's like, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be all in 100% initially. So we have the Four of Cups reversed now and the Three of Swords reversed. So I feel like you are wanting to move on, but there's still a part of you that's holding on to some hurt from the past for some Divine Feminine. Two of Pentacles reversed. And so that's kind of preventing some balance, some ability to move on. So let's see. This Four of Pentacles. Yep, this is the labyrinth about separation. So some of you, like I said, you're withdrawing from other people, you're keeping your distance from others, and bottom of the deck is the Man, especially your Divine Masculine, if you're starting to reconnect with them, or they're starting to reconnect with you, just because of what's happened in the past. So what's this Three of Swords about? So we have the Tower and the King of Pentacles, and I feel like this is the past. So it's like you're still feeling hurt from the past because when your Divine Masculine came along, they kind of shocked you and made your world upside down. And there we have it, the Emperor again. They shocked you, they made your world upside down, and you kind of went with the flow, but then things didn't work out the way that you wanted to. Like some type of pain, separation, or heartbreak happened afterwards. Yeah, and I have the clocks, which is about time, and I have the tree about wisdom and like balance of the chakras. So I feel like it's literally time to get some of those hurts from the past to start get them really balanced. Bottom of the deck is the heart. It's time to kind of heal some last remaining things. This kind of the overall theme of this reading from what I'm getting. And I feel like that's why we have the bottom of the deck as the Emperor. So it's like you're taking control as you start to release and deal with these things, like the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. That's about holding things in. So once you start releasing those last bits of things that you've been holding in, you'll be able to regain control and to reassert and decide, like, where do you want to move on? Do you want to hold on to resentment or do you not? And of course people will be like, no, you don't want to hold on to resentment. But it's like, truthfully, it's like, it's not about appearing to be one way or the other. It's like within yourself, being honest with yourself, being like, are there actually things that I'm holding on to that I'm not proud to say, that I'm not proud to admit to, that I still care about? It's like, those are the things that I feel like may be coming up for some people right now. So let's get one more card on, like, what is it that the Divine Masculine would need to know about the Divine Feminine right now? One more card on what the Divine Masculine we need to know, should know about the Divine Feminine. Ten of Cups. So even though there's still some resentment going on here, Divine Masculine, there is still openness and willingness and wanting to reconnect with you. Also, the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. So this is that leaving the emotional baggage that I just was talking about behind as you start releasing these pentacles, getting out of your head, getting out of kind of your feelings, any anger. That's what it's doing. So that's the energy reading for Divine Feminine right now. I'm glad I got through this video. Let me know if it resonated. Let me know in the comments. And again, I'm open for personal readings now. I am back. So if you're interested in one, link to my website's in the description below. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.